Welcome to Canvas 203, New Quizzes. New Quizzes is an assessment engine that integrates with Canvas as an LTI tool and replaces classic quizzes functionality currently existing in Canvas. Instructors can use New Quizzes to create assessments using a variety of new question types. New Quizzes assessments display as assignments on the assignments page and can be duplicated. Students can take new quiz assessments within their Canvas courses. In this training video, we will cover the timeline for Classic to New Quiz transition, discuss the features of New Quiz interface, then learn how to add a new quiz to your course. We will also demonstrate some of the new question types and review feedback and moderating features of this quiz tool. For maximum benefit, have your faculty sandbox up on your screen and practice along with me. You can pause the video, practice the activity in Canvas, and then start the video up again. Or if you choose, you can watch the video all the way through and practice at another time. So let's get started. New Quizzes is the future of Canvas quizzes, built to take assessment capabilities in Canvas to the next level. New Quizzes includes a series of feature enhancements, new question types, and workflow improvement. New setting options allows you to shuffle the question order for the entire quiz without creating a quiz question group. You can also require a waiting period between attempts when allowing multiple attempts. Question banks have new functionality such as tagging question bank items with metadata and the ability to search within question banks. There has also been enhancements made to existing settings, including shuffling answer order for the entire quiz or shuffling the answer order at the individual quiz question level. In addition, you can assign different point values for each answer choice. Updated accommodation options have also been enhanced and include allowing additional time, removal of time limits, and a time multiplier. Additionally, accommodations can now be managed for individual students on a quiz-by-quiz basis or set for all the quizzes within your course. New Quizzes offers 3 question types as well as updates to improve workflow for 3 other existing question types. The new question types are categorization, requiring students to place answers in the correct category while ignoring distractors. Ordering questions, requiring students to place an answer in a specific order. Hotspot questions, which allows students to answer by selecting a specific area within an uploaded image. To improve workflow, New Quizzes introduces updates to existing Classic Quizzes question types. Fill in the blanks and multiple drop-down questions have been combined into a single fill-in-the-blank question type. The updated workflow allows you to create single or multiple blanks or drop-downs within a single question. For each blank, you can select Open Entry, drop-down, or choose to use a word bank. The stimulus question type replaces the text no question question type. When you create stimulus type questions, you can tie related questions directly to the passage, image, video, or other media prompt. New Quizzes is in the final stage of development and has not yet reached full feature capabilities. However, as you can see, New Quizzes will eventually replace our current Classic Quiz tool. You can view the plan for full deployment and see a comparison list of features for both Canvas quiz tools on the Center's Training Hub website. Find out more www.midway.edu/the-center. Now, let's get to work and add a new quiz to our Canvas course, so head on over to your sandbox. Since New Quizzes is still an LTI tool and not fully integrated into Canvas, you have to enable the New Quiz feature at the course level. To do this, go to Settings and click on the Feature Options tab. Here you want to find the new quizzes listed, and then on the toggle button, toggle it so it turns green and turns on. Once you have toggled it on, there is no reason to save. Just head on over to the Quizzes Index page in your course navigation menu. To add a quiz, click the Add Quiz button. Because both classic and new quizzes are available in Canvas, you will need to choose a quiz engine to add a quiz. Under each choice is an overview of the differences for each quiz type, and there is also a link to the full comparison document in the Canvas community. So select New Quiz. You can opt to remember this choice for the future. Once you are done, click Submit. Add the name of the quiz in the assignment name box. Set the point value for the entire quiz. It is important to set the point value here and be sure the quiz question points add up to be that same number. Adding more questions and more points in the quiz questions will not adjust the total value for the quiz. This can be adjusted later if needed. Select the desired grade display, and if you do not want to count this quiz towards the final grade, be sure to check that box. Because this is an external tool, LTI, and not fully integrated into Canvas just yet, you will leave this submission type box alone. And then next you can determine submission attempts, how many, unlimited, limited to how many times. You can select a number there. And then fill in the assigned to, due date, and availability date boxes as desired. Once your settings are complete, click Save. New quizzes trainer tip. Practice quizzes and surveys are fantastic tools for checking student understanding or quickly gathering class feedback. While there is no option in new quizzes to create a survey or practice quiz, you can still set the overall points to 0. Now we will take a look at the overall quizzes interface. The interface for new quizzes is quite different compared to the Canvas interface. The default landing page when entering a new quiz is the Build page. As the name suggests, this is where quiz details and questions are built. The icons down the side of the quiz interface are the Question Navigator panel. Select the top arrow to expand the panel. The Navigator panel will allow quick navigation between questions, reordering of questions, and show the point value and question types. The Settings tab is where question options are configured. Toggling on provides additional configuration settings if applicable. Shuffling questions shuffles the questions for the whole quiz. Shuffle answers shuffles the answers for the entire assessment. If some of your quiz questions do not need to be shuffled, but others do, you also have the option at the individual question level to shuffle answers as well. One question at a time and allow backtracking can be configured so that the quiz questions show only one question at a time, and your students would be allowed to go back to review or answer questions that they skipped over. If you do not want to allow backtracking, then you would need to uncheck that box. You can require a student access code. You can set your time limit for your quizzes. You can filter through IP addresses. You can also allow Calculator to be available for the entire assessment and not just for individual questions. If there are some questions that you want students to use the calculator, but in other questions you do not, you can disable this setting, and then on the individual question level, you can add a calculator there. Allow multiple attempts can be set to unlimited or a specific number of attempts. You can also configure how to calculate grades based on the attempts. In addition, You can set a waiting time between quiz retakes. Restrict student result view. If unchecked, this hides results and only shows submission confirmation to the student. When checked, select from the various options on what the students will see after the quiz. Please note, whatever options are selected will be displayed after each attempt if multiple attempts are allowed. The Reports tab is where quiz statistics, item analysis, and outcome reports can be reviewed. The Moderate tab provides an overview of student quiz activity and is also where accommodations such as extra time and attempts can be set. The Reports and Moderation tab will be covered in the Managing New Quizzes section of this training. The Return button will exit the quizzes interface and return you back to the course. By clicking Return, you have now landed on the quizzes index page. I want to point out that the new quiz icon will be a solid rocket ship. The classic quizzes will be the outline rocket ship icon. To get back into a quiz, select the name of the quiz from anywhere within the course. On the Build page, you can update your quiz title, add instructions, or add and edit questions. So we're going to type in instructions. To do that, simply click the pencil icon and begin typing in your instructions using the Rich Content Editor. When you are done typing in your instructions, click Done. To add a quiz question, select the Add Question button. For this exercise, we are going to use the multiple answer question type. Enter your question title and add your question stem. Add your answers to the answer field. If you need to add more answer fields, click the Add Answer link. To select the correct answer, make sure that the box next to the answer field is checked. Under the Options button, you will find other settings to configure. An on-screen calculator can be enabled for individual questions. This feature allows students to use a basic or scientific calculator when answering this question. If there are questions that students should not use a calculator for, use the question option, which shows only one question at a time. Please note this will not prevent students from navigating back to the question in order to use the calculator. You can vary points by answer, and for multiple choice and multiple answer questions, you can shuffle choices. When shuffling choices, the lock icon will allow a specific choice to be locked in place. This is especially helpful for multiple choice answers that include all of the above. You can use the Align to Outcomes section to connect questions directly to available outcomes. Select the link to browse and select outcomes. Please note only course-level outcomes are available in new quizzes, and you must import these outcomes into your course prior to using this feature. To learn more about accessing and applying outcomes, please view the Canvas 302 Outcomes in Canvas training video. Item banking allows you to add the current question to a new or existing question bank. Select Add to Bank. Use the drop-down menu to select an existing bank or select a new bank to create a new question bank. There are multiple options for providing students with just-in-time feedback. Select the speech icon next to the point value to set question-level feedback for correct, incorrect, and all answers. Feedback can also be added at the individual answer level. The point value for the question can be adjusted. If using different point values for the answer, this will automatically be calculated. So add your points in there, and when you are done, to save your question, click Done. And here's another New Quizzes trainer tip. Having a thought-out naming convention for your quiz questions can make it easier to search for and identify questions in question banks. For example, a question name could include learning outcome, unit, chapter, or themed category. Use question names in combination with question banks to help organize your quizzes. For the remainder of this training, we will practice adding some of the new question types. First, let's add a categorization question. Click the Add Question button and select Categorization. Add your question title and your question stem. Then, add your category description into the category field and list your answers in the answer field. To add extra answers, click the Add Answer button. To add more categories, click the Add Category button. You can also add additional distractors by clicking the Add Distractor link. You have the same additional configurations under the Options tab. You can also align questions to learning outcomes and add this question to an existing item bank or add to a new item bank as before. Be sure to establish the total points for the question, and when you are done, click Done. Canvas will display the categories with the correct answer on the instructor view of the quiz question. Viewing the quiz on the preview screen, you will see that Canvas puts the answers down in a little bank, and students can drag and drop the correct answers to the correct category. Now I will show you how to configure an ordering question type. Click the Add Question button and select Ordering. Fill in your question title and add your question stem. Now you need to add a top label and a bottom label so that your students know what order to put the answer selections in. When placing your answers in the answer field, type them in the order that is the correct order for the quiz question. If you need to add more answer fields, click the Add Answer link. You have the similar options available to configure underneath the Options tab, and it also includes whether or not you want to include labels. You can align this question to the outcome. You can also add this to a question bank as before. Make sure you list and identify the number of points that you want this question to be worth. You can add your just-in-time feedback to your students using the communication icon, and when you are finished, click Done. Canvas displays the quiz question as it is seen in its correct answer form. When previewing the ordering question, you can see that Canvas scrambles the order of the answer selections, and then the students can just drag and drop the answers into the correct order and then continue on with their quiz. Next, we will look at the hotspot question type. Hotspot questions allow teachers to upload images and have their students identify a specific area in that image. So to add a hotspot question, click the Add Question button and select Hotspot. You want to add your question title and question stem. Once you have added your question title and stem, the next thing you need to do is upload your image to the image area by either dragging and dropping or clicking Browse and selecting it from your computer. Once you do that, you have the option to create a hotspot shape as a quadrilateral, an oval, or you can draw your own shape. For this question, we will use the quadrilateral. As you can see, clicks within the hotspot will receive full points. After you have identified the hotspot, configure the options as before, enter the number of points the question is worth, and click Done. And this is the view of the quiz question as viewed by the instructor. Let's take a look at the hotspot question from a student's point of view. You have your quiz title, you have your quiz instructions. Here is the STEM, and the instructions ask the students to identify where the information should be placed for angle A. To get the right answer, they will have to click where you put the hotspot. You can click multiple times, but ultimately you want the last one to be the right answer. For our last question type, we will add a stimulus question. In a stimulus question, stimulus content gives students a piece of content with associated questions. So to do this, click the Add Question button and select Stimulus. You must add a title and can include instructions if you would like. If you have not used this question type with your students before, it is advisable to include instructions. Now you need to build your stimulus. You can add text, images, video, anything that is available from the Rich Content Editor can be added to the stimulus box. We're going to embed a video. Click the media icon and then click the Embed tab. Copy and paste the embed code of your video into the box and hit OK. And you can see here, we can drag it so you can see the video is now in the stimulus. You have the option to add this question to an item bank, and when you are finished creating your stimulus, click Add Stimulus. On the right side of the stimulus is where you will add stimulus questions. Click Attach Question. As you can see, you have the full variety, besides another stimulus, of question types available. For this, I will add True/False. Now we will go through the same steps as before, where you add your question title and stem. When you are finished typing your question title and stem, determine the answer and then configure the other options. as needed. You can also align this to an outcome or add it to an item bank. Configure the point value, and when you are finished, click Done. You can attach as many questions as you would like to your stimulus. Let's add one more question. Click Attach Question, and this time, let's add an essay. Remember, essays are not automatically graded through Canvas. Faculty members must manually grade essay-type questions as well as questions that require file uploads. Same as before, you want to add your question title and prompt. Under the Options tab, you have some different options to consider. The Rich Content Editor is enabled for all students by default. To disable the Rich Content Editor, click the Rich Content Editor checkbox. By leaving the Rich Content Editor box checked, you are allowing students the full slate of editing features in the Rich Content Editor, such as bold font, numbered and bulleted lists, and all of the other features. You can also enable spell check, show word count, and set a word limit. Grading notes will display next to the question as a reference to help you grade student responses. Students will not see grading notes. You can also align this question to a learning outcome and add the question to an item bank. Don't forget to add the question value, point value, and feedback. And when you are done, click Done. Now we will take a look at the stimulus question from the student view. Because we configured this quiz to show one question at a time, only one stimulus question will show at a time. So the students will watch the video, answer the question, and when they hit next, the next stimulus question will show up. Now I want to show you how to add this quiz you created to a module. At the time this training video was created, New Quizzes has not been fully integrated into our Canvas instance. Therefore, you must add the quiz to a module in a different way than you normally would. So I'm going to show you how to do just that. Head on over to the Modules area by clicking the Modules link in the course navigation menu. Go to the module where you want to add the quiz and click the Add to Module button. Instead of the normal way where you would just select quiz and find the quiz, again, because this isn't fully integrated, we have to do it a different way. This time you want to click Assignment and find that quiz in the list of assignments. Select it and click Add Item. For the last part of this training, I want to show you the Reports and Moderation tabs. So to access those tabs, click the name of the quiz anywhere in the course. Click the Reports tab. On this tab, you can view quiz and item analysis reports and the outcome analysis report. From the Moderate tab, you will see a list of your students, the number of attempts, the student's score, and the amount of time spent on the exam. You can also view the logs of student participation within the quiz by clicking the View Log link. To return back to the Moderate tab, click Back to Moderate. If you have students that have accommodations, you will want to configure those prior to giving the exam. To do so, click the Edit pencil icon that corresponds with the student's name. Here you can configure time adjustments like give additional time, remove time limit if you have a limit set for the whole course, or you can provide a time limit multiplier. The Moderate button opens up a side menu where you have the option to reopen the quiz for the current student, provide additional attempts, and make time adjustments as necessary. Well, that wraps up Canvas 203 New Quizzes training. New Quizzes is a powerful assessment tool with a variety of question types. Not only that, it easily tracks student outcomes that can be used for program review and assessment. Till next time,